Welcome back to the Real Talk Podcast. I am your host, Bruce. I'm here with E, man. What's going on?
How you doing, brother?
Good, man.
Another good day, brother, to be above ground.
Most deaf, man. You good? Everything good on the
Man, you said something just now, and it just got me to... We'll talk about that off.
All right, bad. So, we'll hop right into it, bro. The influence of art and its many personalities. I thought that was interesting, man. Like, when you sent it over to me, I was kind of like, yo, you know what I'm saying? That's a dope topic, bro. Like, do you have any way that it came to you? Like, was it just like something that popped in your head, or was it something you was dwelling on? Like, how did it come about?
Not necessarily, man. That's just how my brain work, really. But if you think about art per se as a body, and you look at an actual body of a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the actual body of a person and you look at the arm in particular, you'll see many different veins. And you look at art as a body, and art itself, it utilizes many different veins because it branches off and it can become so many different things.
True.
You know, like barbers.
That's a dope analogy too.
Man,
you know
I appreciate it, man.
I thought about that.
Like, I mean, look at all of the artists that you have in the world. When you stop, you stop and you think about God, per se. God was the first artist, you know? Then you just break it down and start looking around you, man, in life today. You look, if you need a fresh fade, that's an artist, you know.
Facts.
That's a barber, you know. Beauticians, you know. Anybody dealing with their hair, dealing with, you know,
nail
food.
techs,
Yeah,
foods.
I'm talking about, man, look, definitely. If
That's
the
crazy.
presentation ain't right, you don't want it.
That's real.
But it's an art to it, you know. Even you can even look at a scientist as, you know, an artist.
Facts.
You know, but yeah, man, it's just like art has many different veins to it, man, and it's just like those veins are, you know, multiple personalities. And for example, you can get somebody, man, you know, even writers, man. Writers are artists too. You know, they create stories, man. You know, they can utilize in their mind. Their mind could be a blank canvas each and every day, and they say to themselves, you know what, I want to just be free to create today. So, you know, the lyrics will, you know, formulate the picture, man, that I want to get out there in the open. So that's what they do. That's how they create, you know. But yeah, that's just pretty much how I came up with it, man. What was your thought on it?
Oh, so like it got me to looking up the definition of art. And it said that art transcends language, political, social, and cultural boundaries, seeking to bring people together as members of the human race instead of division. Art can be considered powerful because it promotes communication between cultures, preserves history, and can change people's opinion and preserve the feeling of culture. And I thought it was dope, man, because I feel like art is history. Like, for me, I think about music, you know what I'm saying, specifically hip-hop. And I could just hear throughout all the different artists that I've listened to of their portrayal of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that was dope. And it's like they said, the preservation of culture and the feeling of culture. And I feel like, too, like, just the changing variation, the changing waves that it go through, the changing trends that it goes through of just the time period that you in. Like, if you look at back in the Renaissance era in Harlem, that was when the jazz was popping off real big. The Louis Armstrongs, things like that. And then as you progress on, you got the Run DMCs. Then you got the early 2000 rappers. Then you got the mid 2000s, the Outkast. And then now you got the newer generation. But you can see the different waves that it goes through.
All right. So let me jump in there and say something on that.
What's
so
up?
If you're going to take it back to, you know, the Harlem Renaissance period, really and truly, I mean, see, now, I can't I can't just let you, you know, I just can't allow you to escape that period, man, without saying, okay, you said all of that. And yeah, we're still going to keep it on the topic of art. But even with that, dealing with hip hop per se, you get no hip hop without poetry.
True that.
That, you know, again, like, that's at its finest, you know, the origins of hip hop came from poetry. It's just, you know, spoken word. So poetry nowadays, a lot of people say, you know, it's interesting to me how it's almost like you go about trying to speak a different language, but it's really still the same. It's still a it's still the same lingo. Poetry and spoken word is still the same thing.
What you mean?
A lot of people try to make it seem like, you know, poetry and spoken word, you know, is two different things. They try to make it seem like it's well, I guess you can say it's you know, it does embody its own identity, so to speak, because some people might look at that form of poetry, you know, the spoken word form, and they might say it's a little more aggressive. It's more, you know, but again, everything over time, it does tend to change and evolve to the current times to speak on what it needs to speak on, you know.
The relevance.
Yeah. And so, so like, you know, Langston Hughes, you know.
James Baldwin.
Yeah. Zora, Neil Hurst, you know, all the, you know, back in the day, you know, they still, you know, they were speaking on what mattered, and they were, you know, everybody had a different sound. And what made it beautiful is that sound, long before a sound could ever be heard, it's got to be something that's within you. You know, it's your heartbeat. So it's like, for the world to ever know you can sing, you got to first hear yourself sing. You know what I'm saying? And it's something, you know, it's within. It's released from within. But I say also, like, going back to the art and the times of the Harlem Renaissance period, what made that period in particular so beautiful and profound is the fact that it was so many things happening during that period. It was an artistic explosion that happened. You had the hip hop. I'm talking about hip hop. You had the poetry and the writing side of things. Then you had like the art, the physical art. And then, you know, you had the music, you know. True. It's like all of those things coming together to marry one another. And then it's like, man, you have a wonderful, it's a wonderful gumbo that happened. So it's like it showcased unity within one community. And it's just like, it was big.
That make a lot of sense. It reminded me of, like you said, it brings something out from inside. It's like art is an emotion as much as it is physical. You know what
Definitely.
I'm saying? It's like you hear a song, you read a piece, you see something on TV, whether it's a show or somebody directed something, somebody painted something, took a photo, and it's like it just moves something inside you.
Yeah,
you know
it shifts. Yeah, it creates the shift, the elemental shift.
Right.
It's like a jazz. Like from jazz, it's like, man, when you hear the term jazz, what comes to your mind? What type of mood does it put you in jazz?
I think of like a chill nightclub type bar situation where, you know, you got a dude on the drummer, the big, I guess it's called cello, and dude just playing the trumpet or the saxophone, and everybody just vibing out, man. It's just chill. It's like a cooler vibe.
Now check this out. Blues.
I feel blues, man, juke joint. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in that mug just turning up. Pool table, smoke in the air. You know what I'm saying? And like,
so that's what you get from blues.
Blues, yeah.
You know, that's
some real dope like riffs on the guitar. But
so the strings,
you know what I'm saying?
The strings hit you hard. Okay, so it was interesting for me, man. With jazz, I don't know. I get this sense of like vibrance with the jazz, and just like the melodic expressions that's put in the atmosphere through jazz is different than, you know, what you get from blues. With blues, man. So if the two had a voice, right, jazz would be something smooth, like somebody that was just a smooth speaker. You like, yo, buddy in this pocket right now, he in his element. But then like jazz,
more like reggae. No. I mean, a blues is more rugged to me.
Exactly. Yeah, blues, yeah. I would definitely get that. You know, like just this. You know, like buddy might have a raspy voice. Yeah, you know,
exactly.
You know,
have a shot in his hand.
Hey, talking about his lady man that left him, man, or he didn't left his lady, but it's gonna be all right.
I wish I could think of some of them artists, but it's like a whole genre of that. Like
yeah,
blues artist. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. But again, still like what we were just
TK Soul, that's one of them.
Like what we were talking about, it's the different veins, man. It's still art. It's still art. They could even be twins, But again, no two twins sound alike or look alike.
Facts.
Really and true. Well, you got the fraternal twins, and then but what I'm saying though, it's like it's different. Like art is, man, it's just man, it's like it goes like it can go in so many different directions, and then it just like it all screams into like the ocean. It's like,
for me, dog, I think it's relatability. Like, I gotta be able to, for that movement sensation we talking about, that emotion that it lives, it's gotta be like something to relate to. Like, man, dog, what bro said in that rap, or like, dude, like I felt the same thing. Like, yo, that's a dope picture. I was on the beach too, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's just that relatability factor to it, to where it's like, and sometimes it ain't even that. Sometimes if we talk, like for me with music, like I feel like everybody can. It mentioned it promotes communication between cultures. Like, you cannot even know somebody, but you gonna bob your head to the same track. Why? Because I feel like y'all have maybe different situations, but similar interactions, whatever that may be. You know, does that make sense?
No, it definitely does, man. You know what it puts me in the mind of, like you saying what you just said, right? So, for example, right, you can have two individuals that's from two different walks of life, like
Facts,
you said, right?
Exactly.
Now check this out. You can have a guy and you can have a woman. This guy does not know this woman. You know, this woman does not know this guy. But all of a sudden, the guy just looks from afar, sees the woman. The woman could be sitting down. And all of a sudden, he could take a picture of her. Why? I know it sounds creepy in this day and age. People are like, what, taking a picture of that? But again, but it could be the frame in which he could have an artistic eye. He could see the frame and he's like, man, that's going to be a beautiful picture. Then all of a sudden, that one shot could become something world-renowned, man. And he could just name it, you know, the world outside of her window. Now, people thinking, okay, the world outside of, I wonder what he's talking about. But again, it becomes so abstract. Some people would be saying, okay, it's the background he's talking about, the world outside of her window. But nah, the whole time he's talking about her eyes, he emphasizes on her eyes. And, you know, the world outside of her window could actually be talking about what's within her soul. It's just like, that's art.
That is, though.
You know what I'm saying? Just, yeah.
On a whole different level.
Exactly.
And then it's crazy, like how you could listen to a piece or you could look at a piece and then you get a whole different type of feeling to it than I would get. You feel me?
Especially based on the point of time of your life in which you heard it.
Which is
crazy. If you're a teenager,
dog.
You heard that song.
Right.
You could be living your so-called your best life.
Right.
You know, you like, boy, I remember Beautiful Girl. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, look here, man.
Yep.
Bruno Mars. That. Boy, let me tell you something, man. You play that early in the morning, you can't help but feel that's gonna be a great day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man.
Facts. That's crazy. Or the when you hear the 99 to the 2000s.
Oh man.
Bro, it's already turned up.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's crazy, like, we talking about music, but certain drums, you know what I'm saying? Certain, like, 808s. You feel me? Like, it just automatic. No matter what type of genre you put it in, it's going to give you kind of like that bounce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because, hey, when you say the 99 2000, hey,
you already know,
boy. Look here, man. Hey, my grand aunt and grand uncle, boy. Hey, they went to work off it, man. That thing came on, man, and I think it was a birthday celebration, bro. Man,
that's a whole movement.
Aunt getting twerked on the dance floor. Yes,
that's crazy, bro.
Juvenile, man.
That's wild.
Yeah,
bro. It's crazy how stuff like that could. Then what was No Limit? You hear that?
Yeah.
What come to mind? You know what I'm saying? When you hear the whole West Coast type vibe, things like that.
Man, when you think about New York, the influence New York had on the hip hop scene too. That's the first thing under your mind, Bad Boys?
That's the first thing, yeah.
Okay. Nah, man, I start thinking about Rakim. I start thinking about, Nas, all them,
true.
New York State of Mind, But again, it's no A. That's the thing, man. Art, it lets you know that it really doesn't have a limit. It's like, it's limitless, and then like, it's able to, art itself is classic. Yeah. It's classic. And then it actually, it showcases that it really is going to be around because it knows how to transition. So, for example,
I was about to say timeless.
Exactly. You
Timeless.
said, yeah, you said, okay, Bad Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what part, like for me, New York, man, I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about the cats, man, like the lyric. I'm talking about, man, lyrical individuals, man. It's just
I'll
like,
say
bro.
one dude that popped in my head, Big L.
Okay.
Bro, I never heard nobody rap like that before, man. But the way the passion my man was going with, the aggressiveness, like it was crazy, bro. It was crazy.
But see, when people hear about the South, or as they call it, the dirty South, it's like, it's funny, man, because I think we, in a sense, man, we get this. When
you mentioned the dirty South, who come to mind when you? When
well, see, I'm about to say, man, it's
Outkast, bro.
I mean, of course, man. Well, group wise, yeah. But it's like, man, we get this bad rep. I feel, man, because like down in the South, man, they just simply think about us with, you know, from like the music standpoint, they think about us, man, the beats. Like they feel like crunk music.
Oh yeah,
beats.
Yeah.
You know, like
John,
like that was his own wave that came through the crunk era. But it's like, even with that, man, like Ludacris.
Oh yeah,
Ludacris, man. Again, Ludacris, man, talented, man. It's just like, but again, it's wild just to think. Oh, down south, you even back in it. See now,
what's up? What you about to say?
Man, look at the 305, like the stuff that was going down in the 305. Uncle Luke and the boys, 69 boys, man. Look here, man. That's the. All right, might have just leave that alone. Probably dated myself, right? But yeah, y'all ain't ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like again, but see, that could have actually been like, that was hype music too. Like that was actually crunk type music too. But it's just like
them drops they had.
Oh
like
man,
those voices.
Oh man, man, the birthday song. We gonna leave that alone. All right, moving along, man.
But nah, man, I think it's the influence of art and its many personalities, man. Like I think it's just so crazy. Like we said, it's timeless. So with art, right? I feel like you could use your voice for construction or destruction. Inspiring. Well, art inspires. It brings awareness, highlights negative and positive sides of the world. You know, just like we touched on, like it speaks on. What's up?
Can I say something, man?
Yeah.
You say use your voice.
Yeah,
but think about art. You don't necessarily have to use your voice.
True.
It's your talent, though, or your gift. Whatever that is in your realm of art, that could be for construction or destruction. Because some people not being heard by their tongue, so to speak, but it's by that paintbrush, what they putting out there. And if they paint, and if the only thing that they're painting is war, then their message is war. You know, people looking at that. But if they're painting, you know what I'm saying, beauty, the beauty through diversity and unity and stuff like that, then their paintings begin to uplift the nation to, want to join together. That's what's being, amplified. Speaking of amplified, the same about music, man. So it's like, if you do pick up a microphone and and your voice is becoming, world renowned, what are you being known for? You know what I'm saying? Again, is it constructive or is it destructive?
So like, let me ask you this. We might be going left field, but do you think, like, since art is like you said, a talent, right?
Or a gift.
Mm-hmm. When you monetize it, do you think that's what makes it destructive? Because I'm thinking about like so many artists that we done heard, whether it be musically or they produce certain things. They maybe have like a hard life or like go through different waves in their life. You know what I'm saying? Is it because you think they monetize it and try to grow it in a more like it was more it wasn't based on their talent anymore. It was just because they were trying to, you know what I'm saying,
became
blow
like
up.
An outlet.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay. So you say for them they were just trying to blow up.
Yeah. Like I said, like when you was talking, I was thinking about artists that just like was in the tabloids, or you heard about them going through hard lives, or they went broke, or whatever the case may be. But do you think that's because they went the monetized route and it was forced to produce art versus letting it happen naturally, and you may not get the success, the world renowned success, but you producing amazing art?
So So the way I think about this, man, is like we talked about this like before, but it's like I believe like a person's greatest work happens when, to be honest with you, they stay true to themselves. And it's like, man, like for a lot of people, the reason why they do what they do, so to speak, is because a lot of them feel like, man, this is a sense of sanity for me. This is how I regain my sanity. This is how I seek my peace. This is the only peace I can get in my life is when I lock myself into the booth, or when I just I sit up there, man, and I find my creative zone, and I just go to, releasing my own expressions, So I feel like it's an outlet for a lot of people. And the thing about that outlet, it's like a lot of time, man, you doing it because really and truly, when you've been told no so many times, or you've been told that, you have to do it this way or that way, or we don't need you. So what, man? All right. In the so-called real world, that's what y'all tell me. But right now, this is my world. So I'm going to create my world, and I'm going to live my world accordingly to how I choose to do so. And I'm going to share my experience of real. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, it becomes organic. That's you. And to be honest with you, even I've seen cases in which certain people that may be other people's grandparents, they don't like, the way it sounds, but then you are still looking, they bopping their head on certain things. Because one thing about what I've noticed about a lot of the, a lot of the elders, one thing about them, believe me when I say they're actually listening to them lyrics. They'll tell you in a heartbeat, oh, this dirty here. This is I can't mess with this. Now that we didn't, back in my day, we didn't, but at the end of the day, they'll sit around there, and at first they, just look at their face. They, shake their head, man. And then, but it's like they'll sit and they'll listen, and then they, all of a sudden they tapping their feet, and then afterwards they're, who is that? Who was that? And you like, white grandma, whatever. Now they're a little vulgar, but they got talent though. I never heard something put together like that before. But again, that's art, man. Art, man, can sound so peaceful. It can sound so destructive. It can sound so, harmonic. It can sound so demonic. It can sound so, cultural. It can sound so vibrant. It can sound so, this is just like art, man. It hits you. It hits you in a plethora of ways, man. And then all of a sudden, the beauty of the art can look one way in the States, then it can look something totally different in China.
Guys,
but
something you wouldn't even think was art.
Exactly, man. For real, man. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, man. And that's the beauty of the art, man. Like I say, I think
visualization. Visuals. You know what I'm saying?
And expression. That's it, man. If you could actually see, like we often talk about like vibes. If you could actually see vibrations, man, you would be surprised. Like if you could see the world in vibrations.
Crazy.
It's like, man, telling you, man.
When you said that to me, it was like when people say, man, I'm trying to catch a vibe. It's like,
and people don't even know. I'm just trying to catch a vibration. They're trying to catch their own vibration.
Crazy, bro.
There's so many vibrations in this world. Which one are you trying to catch?
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the world would be a better place if we actually could identify what our vibration, like, okay, so if it was a potluck and everybody had to bring something to the table, bring your vibration. Boy, you know how many.
What's up?
Do you know how long that would take certain people they might not even arrive because I don't know what my vibration is. Bring 100%. Your, you know what I'm saying? That's it, man. It's like, bro, that's your ID badge. You want to get into the party, bring your vibe. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned that, it made me think about, like, I'm just observing you here now. It's like, it said art in as many the influence of art in as many personalities. I think like the first, for an individual, you just think about one individual, like the first personality that you have, the first piece of art that you could create is your style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like
that's when you know you found yourself too. When you start to separate yourself from the world because you realize, man, I'm not from the world, man. I'm not trying to be like the next person. 3 Stacks. Andre, that's when he found himself. He stopped looking like everybody. He stopped looking like what you've seen before.
Bro.
Now, shout outs to, Badu, because some would say, say Queen Badu might have, she might have gave him a clue.
Give it that little extra sauce. You know what I'm saying? But I think you mentioned 3 Stacks, man. His lyricism, bro, like I could just name off. When we talk about music, the first rap video I ever seen was Hey Ya by Andre 3000. First rap video I ever seen. I was just flipping through the channels. BET was on 106 and Park, and that's the first video I seen. It blew my mind, bro. And we talking about art, it's like the visuals on it, the green that he had in there, the white background, the audience, the way he was playing all the parts. He was playing the drummer, the pianist, the singer, and it's like it just blew my mind. I never seen anything like that.
He was a musical, he still is a musical genius. The interesting thing is I hear you talk about him, right? So you say that's the first video, but now I'm thinking about the age and the generation that were teenagers during the point of Thriller. Think about when they first saw that video,
bro.
Because Michael Jackson, Hey Ya, you don't get Hey Ya without Thriller. I was about to say
that was really the originator of the Hey Ya. If you think about it, bro. That's just crazy.
Exactly.
That's
from
crazy.
The color, you talking about the green in that video, but talk about the red in that video.
Facts.
And see, a lot of people don't even realize, man, they went into a whole people don't understand what art. When you are a true artist, see, we talk about the things that we can see, that's tangible to us, that we can actually touch, smell, this, that, and the other. But think about the true artist, man, that's behind the scenes, that's actually, okay, let's be strategic with this. Okay, so Michael wants to do a video. He wants this to be one of the greatest videos of all time. In this video, Michael wants to come with like a horror theme. How can we make this work? Because really, when you look at it, Michael is not a big, bulky, imposing looking individual. How can we make this come to life? Because really, when you see Michael does not look like exactly. So they thought about this. Said, you know what? Let's get a leather jacket, and with this leather jacket, because just a normal typical leather jacket does not look imposing, or it wouldn't look imposing on Michael. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna make it red, make it stand out in a dark video. See, a lot of people don't even know what all the dynamics that go into this thing. And then it's like, bro, you look at Michael, he managed to pull off something that hadn't been done before, period.
What?
How can you make somebody that Michael looks like if happiness was in the dictionary, that's how Michael would look. How could you make somebody that would look like the definition of happiness get in the music video and scare you twice in the same video? Like, I remember as a child when I first saw Thriller, right? The thing that got me, forget what you say, man. I'm going to tell you what got me.
What's up?
The first part, when he was inside of the theater, they was in the theater looking at the video, and Michael trying to tell her, right? Michael like, well, I have something I want to tell you. She was like, what, Michael? Michael sitting there telling her, I'm not like other guys,
Oh, yeah.
Like all that. He take her through the whole walk, the whole walk in the park, so to speak. Then all of a sudden, man, and he begins to try to tell her. I'm like, man, what Michael trying to tell her, So he looks up, and then you see you see the silhouette of the full moon, but it's like kind of covered up, by the clouds. Then all of a sudden you actually see it, and then all of a sudden he was like, go away. Man, when the man voice changed, I was done. As a little kid, I never heard bass in Michael's voice. When I heard that, and the man, like the tips of his hands started pulsating and growing, and the nails started coming. Oh, I was done, bro. I was done. I was on the side of the bed, bro. I was done.
But I think too, like with that video, like the whole making a movie out of the video. You know what I'm saying? Not the whole theater thing, but just
the theatrical.
Man. Yeah. The whole production of it. I just think that was dope, bro.
You don't get that without art, bro.
You don't, bro. And I just think that's the influence of it, man. Like, bro, like so many conversations, so many talks, from just hairstyles to playing styles. We talk about sports. You know what I'm saying? The juke, AI. You know what I'm saying?
The
crossover, bro. The whole style. We talking about style, tattoos, the braids. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
And how it becomes cultural and it bleeds in. See, that's one thing. Art. That's what I'm saying. You can't contain art. You just can't. Somebody that's artistic, they cannot be put in a box, because you leave that individual in a box, bro, and you think you can have him in a plain box and you call that prison for an artist. Next thing you come back and you see, bro, and you turn the light on, bro,
Dude,
that brother graffiti all in the box.
That's some of the best artists in the world,
bro. For
stuck
real,
in prison, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Crazy, dog.
I'm telling you, bro.
And that made me think too, like boundaries, right? If you give somebody boundaries, does that, because you, like, let's just say you don't have no boundaries. You open to every distraction, every freedom in the world. But if you give somebody parameters, like you got this pencil, you got this desk, and you got that microphone, what you gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna figure out every combination that you can within those two, within those 3 or 4 resources that you have. So I think with art, some people complain or some people voice their opinion on the restrictions that's put on art, and then some people welcome it. Some people embrace it because they understand that it's gonna force them to be more creative. You know what I'm saying?
Be more focused.
To be more focused.
See, when you razor sharp in your craft, that's when you dangerous, bro.
Facts.
When you not sitting up there being pulled by both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, that's the thing, man. It's like a lot of times, man, it's like, you know, tug of war. And you the man in the middle, but you being tugged on. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And so you don't know, man, I don't know what I want to do today. I don't know if I want to cross over, you know, and play it to the left, or I don't know if I want to play it to the right. But then when you raise the shop and you focus, man, and you realize, bro, give me the scissors, I'm cutting the rope.
That's it, bro.
Now all of a sudden, man, you realize, bro,
master your craft.
I got feet, I can walk on this side now and show y'all how, you know, I'm gonna show y'all a little piece of me over here. Then I'm gonna come over here now, I'm gonna show you over here. That's you know, real. It's just like, man, that's when you become something totally different. I want to read something to you, bro.
Yeah, what's up?
It's something that I started writing something the other day, and let me see if I can find it real quick. Give me one moment, bro. For the moment, man, you go ahead and you was getting ready to say something.
Yeah, man. I just think lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned, poetic lyrics, because really, like raps, songs. That's really all they are. Is just poems over instrumentals. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And I think that's dope, because it's like what you mentioned with the visuals. Like you could have an artist that's just good at making songs, good at writing good music, and then you have somebody that's good at playing music and manipulating instruments. And you're like, cool, I'm gonna pair these two up together. You do you with the writing, and I'm gonna match it up with what I gotta match it up with. And then you got a dude that's good with visuals and setting up a good background, setting up a good atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Getting the environment conducive to creating. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the power of personality. And that's why they say art promotes communication. You know what I mean? Even words, bro. Having a conversation, man. People turn that into art. Having a good conversation, being charismatic. Certain people you meet that you never forget. You like, dude, I don't know what it is about, bro. I don't know what it is about that lady, man, or that woman. Like, bro, that shit, man, dude, like you should go talk to her, man. Like, go talk to him, man. Like, yo, that's crazy. They just make you, they give you energy. You know what I mean?
That's true, man. You're right about that.
It's an art about it, bro. And I think it goes back to what you said about the whole finding out who you are. You know what I mean? Like you said, the whole gumbo thing. Like some people would never find their vibe. They can't walk into it. They can't figure it out.
That's sometimes they thinking too much, man.
They thinking too much, bro. Sometimes you need to box yourself in, I feel like. That might sound crazy.
Nah, sometimes, bro, that's like, bro, like, I mean, it's no different than, man, you know, when you fast, you deny yourself for certain things, certain factors.
You really figure out what's important.
Yeah. It's like now all of a sudden, man, it's just like, bro, it's like, it's crazy, man, how we always want to be. It's like sometimes we don't even understand the importance of the light, right? But it's like we always putting ourselves in the darkest situation of just, you know, darkness. And so what happens is like when we get up under, you know, the light a lot of time, man, we just take it for granted, not understanding that, hey, like this light that I'm looking at, man, I have the ability to shine too. you know. And sometimes with it, we limit our own shine. And it's like, you know, we sit around there, man, and we like, you know, well, you know, so and so, they over here shining, they doing their thing. They, you know, I wish I had that ability. But then you don't realize, man, you receiving calls every day from multiple people about, I know I shouldn't be calling you, but I'm just going through so much. But you the one that's shining. They coming to you, talking to you about their problems, because really and truly, your gift to this world is you are able to help people navigate through their issues. People don't understand that though. But I don't really think that's a gift though. I don't think that's no talent. I mean, really and truly, it is though.
That's crazy. It was this is dude named Toby Nwigwe.
Sound familiar.
And you probably have seen some of his videos, but he said that the way he got started rapping was like CJ from a Secret to Success podcast was talking to him, and he was like, yo, you should rap, man. He's like, nah, bro. He be rapping in the car with his friends and stuff like that. But after he said that, man, he started taking it a little bit more serious. Long story short, dude just started rapping more and more, putting it on the internet, and dude blowing up, man. He doing his thing now. But it's one of those things where you say, like, you think it's just normal, like it's just an everyday thing, like, bro, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get no pub off of this. But it's like somebody else look at it and like, yo, dude, like that's one of the greatest things I ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? You're right,
bro. You're right. This not what I wanted to share, but
what's up?
It's the holiday season, so I'm gonna just go in. I want to put this out here. Which, as a matter of fact, before we get off, go in and just say, man, happy holidays to each and every one of you guys. Hey, just remember what the reason for the season is.
Most definitely.
But here it is, keeping it in that, I guess keeping it in the thought process of, the season. I got this quote that it just hit me one day. I was like, the greatest gift you can give is to give your very gift that was bestowed upon you. So whatever your gift is that was bestowed onto you, man, that's the greatest gift you can give. You think about it, like, cause everybody looking for something that's you know what I'm talking about, man, out of the box, man. But when you give, like when you legit really give from the heart, man, and you give from that gift that was bestowed onto you, man, that's the greatest gift you can give.
100%.
You're giving you the authentic you. Also, if you're not talking expansion, if you talking expansion, you should never speak limited. And I'm done. So there you go. So there's one for so-called Christmas, and there's one for the New Year's.
Gonna bring you.
There you go.
Go and slide you through that mug.
There you go.
Bro,
everybody want to expand,
crazy, bro.
Everybody want to speak about it.
Say that one more time, man.
So this is as follows.
Because I don't want nobody to miss that.
Here we go. So if you talking expansion, you should never speak limited. So in a nutshell, don't shortchange yourself.
That's real, bro. That's perfectly in line with the topic, man. Like, yo, whatever art form that you use to create, man, use it to construct the world, not destroy the world. You know what I'm saying? Use your voice, your art in a constructive way, not a destructive way.
I mean, it's simple. We either building or we destroying.
That's
and
it,
we don't
bro.
know it.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's a great way to go out, bro.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything to add, Christmas, man. I don't think we're gonna do a podcast on Christmas, but we'll be back coming into the new year.
Man, what we can't do when I was just messing.
But I'm gonna be out of town. I know E want to chill with his family, man. I know you guys want to chill with y'all fam. So we'll be back the top of the year. So I appreciate you guys listening, man. And to the next time, man. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you guys at the top of the new year.
Yeah, 23.